Let me move to the fourth area, international aid. Surely this is an area where government leads. 53% of capital flows from OECD countries to the developing world pass through the private sector. Only 17% are through aid. If we really want to do as Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt ask, surely it's about doubling effectiveness of aid through true partnerships with the private sector, not merely doubling the quantum of aid. And think about this. While the United Nations Development Programme's core funding is $1 billion a year, they have more in non-core funding, but their core funding is $1 billion a year. The combined corporate social responsibility spend of members of the Committee for Melbourne alone is $1.5 billion. Members of the Committee for Melbourne spend more in corporate social responsibility than the United Nations Development Programme's core funding. The top 100 companies in the world spend a combined $15 billion in corporate social responsibility. That's the same as the entire UN budget, including all peacekeeping and security affairs. BHP Billiton spends 1% of pre-tax profit on community engagement programs. That makes $220 million a year. BHP is the world's largest miner. It's the 5th largest company in the world, and it's the 3rd largest development agency in Australia, spending more on international development than the Australian Red Cross. Why is business doing this? In Mosul, Mozambique, BHP runs an anti-malaria campaign that has seen adult infections drop from around 82% of the population to 8%. It's a wonderfully effective program. They're internal documents, and I need to stress this. This is not their external marketing blah blah. But their internal documents state the major reason for doing this campaign is to help achieve the Millennium Development Goals. Who would have ever thought a major corporation had even heard of the Millennium Development Goals, let alone understood their role in helping achieve them? But there is an additional benefit. The improved community health has seen absenteeism in the workforce around Mosul drop from 22% to 2%. Thereby improving the productivity of BHP's assets in the region by an amount higher than the cost of the program. The anti-malaria program is profitable. Now, people might be tempted to say, see, BHP only does it for profit, to which I say, I don't care, it's still reducing adult malaria infection from 82% to 8%. Actually, I do care. The link with profit makes the project sustainable over the longer period of time, and in fact, what we see is a win-win-win. A win for the community, a win for the business, and a win for the shareholders. Why do we get so negative, though, when we hear about business doing something good? When Tony Shepherd from Transfield Services stood up in a Q&A last year and said during the question and answer session, "Doesn't the community recognise what business puts back?" the audience booed him. They didn't applaud. They weren't even politely silent. They booed him. But when you speak to some senior business leaders, particularly those in Melbourne like Karen Wood at BHP, Bruce Harvey at Rio, Julie Bisonella at ANZ, you are left in no doubt that their objective is to find ways where their companies can genuinely improve the communities in which they operate. It's not just for profit. In the long run, it is, in their view, the right thing to do.